Hello and welcome. I'm Josh DeGroot, your chemistry instructor for Chem 101 in the spring 2026 semester. So this is going to be a welcome video. Note that today's a Wednesday. I'm posting this on a Wednesday. I'm often going to be using Wednesdays as a day for updates for this class. All right, you're going to have homework due Monday, and then you're going to be watching videos throughout the week. But often it's going to be Wednesdays when I post updates. I might go a little bit earlier, sometimes Monday or Tuesdays, but Wednesdays will be a common day for updates. So welcome, and glad and grateful that you've thought of me, selected me as your Chem 101 instructor. Maybe you didn't have a choice. Maybe I was the only one available, but that's okay. This is an online course, and I want to respect that it's an online course. So I know for some students, they like online courses because things that students have told me in the past is they want something that is to the point and timely and like makes sense and doesn't have a lot of fluff. So the way I interpret that in my philosophy is, I don't mandate discussion boards. I don't mandate, all these sorts of things. Honestly, I just want to see that you've learned your stuff. I might put out a discussion board if people in the class do want to talk with each other. I'm not going to mandate though. I might see if there's appetite for like a weekly online meetup. If people are interested in that, I can take Q&A, we can shoot the breeze, whatever people want. I know some instructors do that. Again, I don't want to mandate that either. Some of my favorite past online students, they told me, yo, Josh, I loved your course because all I had to do was the homework, the quizzes, and the labs. Well, you had to come in person for the labs, but like other than that, that's all I had to do, and you didn't make me do all this other random stuff. So I've really taken that feedback to heart. So I wanted it to be really like a low maintenance experience, but I don't want it to feel like I've abandoned you either. Okay, that's what I don't want either. So I want to say that I'm always available. My office is the Evergreen Building, A34. And I'm also reachable by email and phone and all that. All right. For email and phone, I'll put just go to the syllabus for that. I feel like if I start writing stuff, I'm going to start getting random spams since I'm putting this on the internet. But yeah, Evergreen A34. Lost my train of thought, so I'm going to pause here. All right, so how are you going to be graded in this course? You may be wondering. All right, so you're going to have weekly homework due every Monday, and that's on a platform called Active Chemistry. Different spelling than active. They put a K or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, but Active Chemistry. This is something you're going to register through on Canvas. In fact, let's just do that right now. Okay, let me pull up the screen for that. Hang on. Whoa. One sec. Okay, there we go. So this is our Canvas site, and possibly the most important thing you'll know to do from this video is to find this link at the top where it says active and like click on it. And then once you click it, it's gonna ask you like some information, but you don't probably want to do that. What you'll want to do, I can't do this because I've already done this, but there's gonna be a small link at the bottom that says I'm a new user or something like that. So unless you're a returning user to this platform, which is probably not likely, I'm going to say for 95% or more of you, you're going to go to that bottom link and you're going to hit a new user. Then you're going to fill out your name, email. Actually, it'll have your email from Canvas, your CSI email. And you'll just fill out all that information. And once you do that, then you'll see that the course, the active homework course, will automatically be connected to Canvas. And that's a good thing because grades will update daily around midnight from active to, sorry, I'm getting some random text. Okay, from active to Canvas, so you get to see your grade daily. And then the other thing is that, oh, you'll get like reminders in Canvas of like you have homework due. But of course, homework is going to be due every Monday, so that should be no surprise. But people like getting those reminders. All right, once you're inactive, I'll just go to active here. Okay, let's see. Let's move my face. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. A lot of people don't know you can zoom in or zoom out depending on your monitor size or whatever. And you click like the person at the top right, and then you can edit account settings, and then you can choose whatever email address you want afterwards. So like it'll register with your school email automatically, but then if you have like a Gmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever that you want it to go to, then for your like due date reminders and stuff, you get email notifications of that. Then you can choose whatever email you want from there. Okay. But yeah, you have to click that link. You have to click it. Otherwise, you can't access your homework. It's going to ask you for money. You won't see the assignments. Nothing will work. So like, click that link. All right, cool. Yeah, you can like play around with, at least I can. Yeah, I want a dark theme. Oh yeah. Okay. Less strain on the eyes, black backgrounds, and I like the color purple, so that's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, now your course page is going to look a little bit different than mine. I'm like an instructor sort of view. Let's see if I can like view as a student. La la la. Forget all these other tabs. I don't do like in class. I don't use active for quizzes unless it's like practice quizzes, which would be under practice. So I use it for homework. Okay. And you're going to see a list of all the homeworks. I've assigned like 5 so far as of the time of this video. Of course, it's going to be way more than that. It's going to be like usually 3 assignments a week on average. There's going to be some chapters where you're going to need so much practice and there's so many different like little topics. I might have to have like 4 or 5 or 6 homeworks in a week of like smaller sizes. That might be the more logical thing. So like I don't want to guarantee like any numbers. Typical numbers per problem set. So again, like 3 problem sets a week on average, and about 10 to 20 problems per problem set. It really depends on the material. Okay. And this platform, like I'll admit that I used to work for this company. I don't have any financial interest in it anymore. That's all been sold. Okay, so I don't get paid to say or use this platform. Okay, I don't get any kickbacks or whatever. You know, I love the platform. It's like it's supposed to be like drag and drop, and you know, kind of like a Duolingo except for chemistry. Let's see, like single step unit conversions. Here, we'll do this one together. A cup of coffee contains blah. How many blahs is this? All right, let me zoom in a little bit. It's like drag and drop. So like click, drag, and like you can do this on your phone too. There's a phone, if you want like the app, it's called Active Learning, if I could spell. Okay. If it says a publisher, it might say like 101 EDU is the publisher. And you want to look for that like triangular logo. Yeah, let's see if I can get a picture of that triangular logo. Oh, go away, go away. Yeah, that thingy. I don't even know what you call that, triangle thing. Okay. And that should be on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. All right. Yeah, so let's try one of them problems. Okay, we're not going to do homework this whole video. This is just a hello and welcome video. But all right, la la la. So yeah, it's like click and drag. Okay, so 87.2 milligrams. If you don't know how to do unit conversion, you kind of forgot. Obviously, that's one of the most important, not obviously, oh gosh, they say if you use that word as an instructor, you're going to offend the students. So, all right, strike one, I've offended you all already. But this is going to be one of those things that is going to be so important for chemistry. It's like, how do I change my units? So you'll watch a different lecture video on this anyways, but to kind of preview that topic, you need to cancel the unit. So that means in this next fraction, conversion factor, whatever you want to call it, milligrams needs to be at the bottom, and notice it like slashes them out. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna like drag that unit there, grams. And I'm gonna scroll to the like word bank down here. Okay, it has a bunch of distractors, meaning wrong things that are tempting. Like let's say I did a wrong thing. It's like I said it's 1,000 grams and like 1 milligram. It's the other way around. Here, let me hit submit. Oh, you have no final result. Oh, I didn't calculate it. That's funny. All right. Answer. So let's say I said it was like, this dark background kind of stinks for making a video. Oh, well, I'm not retaking this video. All right. So 87.2 times 1,000. So that'd be 8.72 times 10 to the, 5, I think. Assuming I'm doing this, I don't even know if they give that as an option. No, that's 10 to the 1. That's it. Oh, it is 10 to the 4. Okay. No. It's better use a calculator. I mean, like, do stuff in your head to, like, use the brain, but I always, like, calculators exist. Use them, So submit, and then be like, yo, you're wrong. Whoa. What happened to the... Okay, don't use dark background. You can't see nothing. All right. Your ratio between grams and milligrams in your first conversion factor is incorrect. So like the platform, I love the platform because it doesn't just say wrong. It like tells you what happened, what you did wrong. Like I'd say 99 times out of 100, it gives you like a good explanation of what to do. Okay. 9 attempts remaining. All right. My homework philosophy is that it shouldn't feel like a quiz. Some teachers, some homework platforms, you get a question wrong and then you like start losing points. And even if you get the question right after 2 or 3 attempts, you still lost those points. And I'll personally say I think that stinks. That makes your homework feel like a quiz. All right. So I give you 10 attempts on each question. And I leave it up to you. We're in college. We're adults, right? Use those 10 attempts to actually try to learn the problem. If you want to experiment with different answers, that's fine too. But the whole idea is I don't want homework to feel like a quiz, I want it to feel like a learning playground where you can experiment, try things, fail on purpose, try successful things. You just mess around so that you can really understand why the correct answer is the correct answer. And if you still don't understand, find me. Let's have some one-on-one tutoring time. We also have the tutoring center here on campus. There's also online tutoring, but I like to think I'm a pretty darn instructor and tutor, so I'll be your first line of defense. Or you can use that Canvas discussion board to ask your classmates. I don't know. But yeah, that's a little preview of active chemistry. Again, homeworks are due Monday, 11:59 p.m. But you know how the internet always likes to peace out at like 11:58. It's like, oh, my router stopped working. So like plan accordingly. And if you get sick, you need an extension, let me know. I mean, if you're doing that every week, obviously I'm going to ask if there's bigger issues at play in your life. I want to make sure you're happy, safe, and healthy and all that. But most people are good about getting their homework done, and so because we want you to be prepared for quizzes. So that leads to my next topic. Okay, so active chemistry. This is 8% of your grade. Okay, so it's enough of a percent hopefully to motivate you to do it, but it's not so much of a percent where it's like going to be the thing that makes or breaks your grade necessarily. Okay, I'd say quizzes is going to be the thing you're going to really have to look after. Man, my phone keeps buzzing. All right, so I don't know how to silence my phone. It's like I got this Android update, and it's like I can't make my phone silent anymore. Anyways, so quizzes. All right, here's a big scary number, or maybe it's not scary. I don't know. 60% of your grade is quizzes. Okay. So 7 quizzes. You're going to have a quiz every other week in the testing center starting next week, week 2. So it's going to go like week 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. All right. So, and this is in response to students asking me, like, can we like lower the stakes for every test, not have so much material in every test? So I thought that was a good idea. And so we did these quizzes. It's not like a super short quiz, but it's not like a long test either. Some people use this word quest because it's somewhere between like a quiz and a test. So it's a quest. It's Sounds like a medieval video game sort of language. I don't know. Anyways, okay. You're gonna have a 2% grade for a little paper. Okay. It's just a short paper. It's not supposed to be like this really hard MLA formatted English essay or whatever. I mean, it is kind of an essay, but it's more a personal essay. Whoops. You're going to write about an element or compound that's personal to you or your career path, maybe even personifies you. Like you're going to see my example online. I said, I am oxygen. I am essential for life, and I'm destructive sometimes. And, kind of corny, but whatever. Main thing is I want you to be original and have fun with it, okay? Yeah, this is not the type of assignment like, oh man, I want to really get a lot of help with AI and stuff. I mean, you can if you want like good grammar and stuff, but like I want it to be like personal, okay? And then the other part is kind of the word floating around educational circles these days is something called durable skills. Durable skills, also known as soft skills. The Idaho legislature, and really it's kind of a nationwide trend, I think, is they want to make sure that people are learning useful skills for their workplace. So not just knowing your chemistry, not just knowing your subject matter, not just being good with your hands, all important things, but like, are you a good person? Do you show up on time? Do you have tenacity? Do you have work ethic? Do you have, I don't know, creativity or, whatever? And so the second part of this like little paper is I want you to write about what durable skills are kind of help you on in chemistry, and or maybe write about like which ones you kind of had to work on a little bit to be successful. Okay. And yeah, I read those with great interest, not just because it's required for the students and for my job, but I want to see how people are growing and trying to succeed. So this is supposed to be fun. I usually have this paper due more towards the end of the semester. But if you want to get it over with like halfway through the semester or whatever, sure, man, do whatever you want. All right, 60, 70%. What else? Labs 20%. Okay, so I'll leave it to your lab instructor to describe the lab portion. But here at CSI, we combine everything into one grade. Okay, and then lastly, we got the final exam, which is 10%. So each quiz works out. I have 7 quizzes, so it's not exactly 10% each, but it works out to about that. But a final's worth about the same. Now, the final is the Prep Chem exam, preparatory chemistry exam, written by ACS, also known as the American Chemical Society. All right, it's 50 questions in 60 minutes. It's all multiple choice, A, B, C, D, 4 choices. Sounds kind of scary, but the questions are fast, and so they're not going to be these long word problems. It's kind of like you know it or you don't. Historically, let me talk about curving. I do not curve my quizzes. I give you, it's untimed at the testing center. Whereas this is a timed exam, and sometimes people feel like, I just ran out of time. I'm just being real, okay? I'm just being real. And so we will grade the ACS exam 3 ways. Your raw score. It'll also be graded off of a percentile rank, okay? Like if you're in the top 10% of the country, it's a countrywide pool of data. If you're in the top 10% of your country, then you'd be in the 90th percentile, okay? So percentile rank, and then we based off of this, we do a curve, okay? And like here's an example. Like let's say you're in the 50th percentile, okay? If you're in the 50th percentile, that's like average. I hate to use that word, it sounds mean, but like by average I mean like half the country you did better than, half the country you didn't do as well as. Average in a typical letter grade sort of scheme, A, B, C, D, F, often translates to a 75% grade. Okay, so like 50 looks like a horrible grade, but since that's a ranking of how you are in the country, it makes more sense to call that a 75. Okay. Let's be more optimistic. I don't have the exact numbers on me since it's different for every exam, but like an 85% rank, that could be on a curve, maybe around a 90 to a 95%. an 80th rank, that could be like, a 90 to a 93%. So the long story short is on this exam that everyone gets freaked out about, we give you the highest of the three. In fact, you can go into Canvas right now and you can see that I have it programmed to drop the lowest two of these three. And so you'll get the highest score. And often that score is going to be very similar to your quiz average throughout the semester. So, but that's the final. If that's freaking you out, we can kind of procrastinate thinking about that for now because this is day one of the semester. We don't need that right now. But it's coming someday. It's coming someday. All right. And that adds up to 100%. Okay. So again, weekly workflow is you're going to watch the lecture videos online. To find those, let me go to Canvas. La 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 la. Okay, you're gonna go to you're gonna scroll down, and then current week. You're gonna look for current week. Let's see if I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna have a YouTube video for like every lecture. All right. I've been told to move these videos to like Canvas Studio so that it like removes ads or something. That's gonna take me a while. But like if those ads are really messing with you, just let me know. I'm gonna kind of expedite that project of moving the videos to Studio. But since that's gonna take a while and like class already started, I'm just gonna have them listed here for now. All right. So we're in current week one, and usually I have like a date range kind of for the week. And this is what you do. You just go through the laundry list of videos, and this is the welcome video that you've already clicked on. 18 minutes. I'm not going to be that good this time. All right, at 21 minutes. All right, I got to hurry up. Okay. And how to access active from Canvas, and then you go through these measurements, units, temperature conversions, accuracy for percent. So you go through all those, and on average, I'm not going to be like exact here. The amount of time on these videos is roughly equivalent to the amount of time you would have been in lecture. Sometimes I'm a little better than that, and I squeeze. Let's see, you're signed up for a 3-hour. Three credit. No, this is 4 credit, but three credits of lecture, 1 credit of lab combined for 4 credits. So, about 3 hours of lecture a week. But sometimes I'm under that. Sometimes I go a little bit over, but I think it about averages out. Okay. And after you watch those and take notes. Man, I seem really finger waggy. I don't like being that type of person. Let me be more passive about it. I strongly recommend you take notes. That doesn't work. Look, just take notes, man. Like, my lecture style is I don't like do PowerPoint or anything. I do like worked out problems. I explain things. I try to like Goldilocks with my explanation, not over explain, not under explain. I want to be like just right, but we try to get to the example problem or 2 or 3 or 10 as fast as possible. And you learn through the examples. Okay. I'm kind of I guess you'd say new school teacher. I'm not so big on the textbook for a 101 course. If I was teaching a higher level course, I'd probably make you have like assigned readings and read the book and all that. But for a 101 course, I think I just have to kind of admit the obvious, which is I think for probably a majority of students, people aren't going to be overly into the book. I try to design my lectures and my lecture notes so that the amount of times you need the book or to like Google something is more of a minimum. And I realize not all teachers are that way, but I just have to be true to my personality. That said, if you want the book, let's see. Oh, here it is. At the top, e-textbook, an intro to chemistry. Yeah, here it is. And chapter 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, whatever. And I mostly go in the order of the book, but I break from it a handful of times when I like my order better. But to read it, like chapter 1, an introduction to chemistry, you click it, it pulls up a PDF. And it's good. Like I have a similar analogy about the target. I do 4 targets when I teach instead of his 3. But like it's good. So a lot of what I teach is similar or same as in this book. And so if you want another resource, another angle, another explanation, alternate wording to what I said, like this book's good. So like check it out. It has a lot of good graphics and explanations and stuff. But I'm guessing for like what 70-80% of students, maybe more. My lecture notes and the example problems and the homework should be plenty good for your learning, along with my practice quizzes. All right, but yeah, that's a textbook. All right, yeah, and go through the videos. Let's see if this one works. I mean, of course it works. I made it, but blah blah blah. Some guys talking, but anyways, yeah, yeah, you watch it and you want to play me a little bit faster, a little slower. I don't care. I've been told that people put their kids and their infants and dogs asleep or whatever with my recordings, and sure, whatever, if I'm an ASMR video instead of chemistry, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, you don't need to subscribe. I'm not trying to become the next like Mr. Beast or whatever. I mean, if that accidentally happens someday, great. I'm not going to complain, but I'm under no delusions. But I mean, if you want to subscribe, you can. That way, if I like post a new homework help video or something, you get those notifications immediately. But I'm usually going to announce those through Canvas. Anyways, okay. But yeah, like if you have any questions on any lecture videos or homeworks or whatever, just email me at jdegroup@csi.edu. I guess I'm putting in the recording. I don't care. The internet knows everything about me, anyways. jdegroup@csi.edu. Heck, you even post comments directly on the videos if you want. I'll respond to those there too. Some people do that. Not many, but some. Okay. And then like when it's time for the next week, upcoming week 2, and then you do that. And then like week 2 is the same week that you're going to be having the quiz. So like I'll put the quizzes, the practice quizzes listed there as well. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I talked about homework. I talked about grading. What's my teaching philosophy? I believe not everyone in the world has to be a chemist. I'm not here to try to turn everyone to a chemist. I just want you to have a good experience at this online class. Maybe learn, 1 or 2 things useful for your life and career. And, even though this is an online class, it's kind of my hope and goal. This is one of the most encouraging and welcoming and fun spaces you'll ever be in. And, and as for me, as a teacher and kind of your online tutor or whatever I'm supposed to be called, I hope to be an accessible and helpful person for you. And seriously, any question, big or small, come visit me, email me, or we can do Zoom or Teams or whatever. If you want to book an appointment with me, oops, I buried the link. Well, I'm going to pull it to the top. Let's see, book. Oh my god! Click here to book a time. These office hours are outdated. So yeah, I gotta drag this to the top. Yeah, click here to book a time with Josh, and then it goes to my Outlook calendar, and like you'll book a time with me. If you use Outlook calendar, it'll like put it into your Outlook. And then like not even the president of college can reserve time to me that with me that you've reserved because it's your time. Okay, so that's how you book time with me. And if you're wanting to turn into an online meeting instead of being in office, maybe just shoot me an email afterwards. I don't know if there's a comment box in there or something, but shoot me an email or something afterwards saying, hey, I want this on Zoom or something, and then we'll get that done. All right. Yeah, I didn't want this video to really go too much over 30 minutes. We're approaching that mark, so I think I'll kind of stop here. If you have any questions of things you want me to address, I might do that in a future video or email. Again, Wednesday is going to be my typical day for updates. Okay, that's usually going to be done through Canvas announcements, which hopefully you've set to go to your email. If you have not set your Canvas announcements to go to email, then you should ask IT how to do that. But occasionally I might send it out Monday or Tuesday instead. All right. Oh, I could feel someone asking, how long is the quiz open for? I typically do a Monday through Friday. Sometimes the testing center asks me to try to push some of y'all to like earlier in the week, so not everyone procrastinates like Thursday, Friday. So I've been known to, I don't want to promise this, but I've been known to occasionally give out early test taking bonuses for those who go to the testing center like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I've sometimes done like 3 points for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, 1 for Wednesday or something. So, yeah, and if there's any interesting things going on around campus, like a special guest speaker or a nice informational workshop, sometimes students ask me, hey, can I get a little homework extra credit for like attending those? And I'm open to those conversations. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Again, any questions, let me know. And I put out some ideas about there, like opening a discussion board on Canvas or Packback or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys think is best. And the other idea I put out there is people want like a weekly meetup, either in person or online or something, or combination. I don't know. I don't want to force those things. So before I like start them, I just want to put those ideas out there. All right. So I talked a lot. You may be like, what am I supposed to do again? Here's what you're going to do this week. Okay. You're going to click this active link. You're going to register. You're going to maybe peruse the syllabus if you want to fall asleep. And then you're going to watch all these videos. Okay. Take notes. And you're going to then do the homework on that active platform. Okay. And you're going to get that done before Monday. Okay. And you can do homework on your phone, on a tablet, or on the computer, whatever, or a combination. It doesn't really matter. Okay. And another thing you're going to do to make your life easier is you're going to bookmark the page. So notice like I'm in assignments and like it has a unique like URL at the top. Like you can bookmark that page so that you don't have to do a million clicks just to get to active chemistry. All right, I think I've lost my voice and I don't care anymore. So take care, have a good night, and again, thanks for choosing me as your instructor. What do you call me? Josh. I'm a first name sort of guy. If you want to Dr. DeGroot me, Dr. D, Professor DeGroot, Dr. Groot, whatever. Just don't call me Hey. Back in the day, I think I was okay with students calling me Hey because I was young and insecure, and I gotta put my foot down, man. If I'm okay with people calling me Hey, then I'm putting my self-worth to an unacceptable level. So we ain't gonna do that. So I ain't gonna respond to Hey. So but like most people, like just call me Josh. Even if you're younger than me, I don't care. I'm kind of informal sort of person. All right, let's learn some chemistry. Peace.